Chapter 15, Leaving Home, May 1977. 1 month has gone by since Kim was caught stealing corn. The ANCAR has increased our food ration, and as a result, fewer and fewer people are dying from starvation. Those who have survived the famine are slowly getting stronger. It seems as every 3 months, the Khmer Rouge has either increased or decreased our food ration without warning or explanation. For 2 or 3 months, we have food to eat, just enough to keep us alive, then nothing to eat for another few months. Then we have a little bit of food again. Kim speculates that it has to do with the rumors of the Yuans, the Vietnamese, attacking the borders. Every time the ANCAR thinks the Yuans will invade Cambodia, the soldiers stock up on food and supplies and ship more rice to China in exchange for guns. When it turns out the Yuans are not attacking us, the ANCAR stops buying arms and our rations increase. Even without the pressure to find food for us, Kim is different now and not like the brother I remember from Phnom Penh. He is quieter and rarely says more than a few words. We are all different now. Ju and I have stopped fighting, and Gek, who also has become more and more withdrawn, has stopped asking for Pa. Ma, though, still sits many nights at the door, waiting for Pa to return. Though I am sad, and many days wish I am dead, my heart continues to beat with life. My eyes well up at the thought of Pa. I miss you so much, Pa, I whisper to him. It's so hard to live without you. I am so sick of missing you. It is hopeless because no amount of tears will bring him back. I know Pa does not want me to give up, and as hard as it is to endure life here day to day, there's nothing for me to do but go on. Strange things are going on in the village as entire families disappear overnight. Kim says the Khmer Rouge terror has taken a new toll. The soldiers are always executing entire families of those whom they've taken away, including young children. The ANCAR fears the survivors and the children of the men they have killed will rise up one day and take their revenge. To eliminate this threat, they kill the entire family. We believe this to be the fate of another one of our neighbors, the Sarin family. The Sarin family lived a few huts down from ours. Like our family, the soldiers also took the father, leaving behind the mother and their 3 young kids. The kids are our age, ranging from 5 to 10 years old. A few nights back, we heard loud cries coming from their direction. Their cries continued for many minutes, then all was quiet again. In the morning, I walked to their hut and saw that they were no longer there. Everything they owned was still in the hut, the small pile of black clothes in the corner of the room, the red checked scarves, and their wooden food bowls. It has been maybe 3 days now, and still the hut stands empty. It is as if the family magically disappeared, and no one dares to question their whereabouts. We all pretend not to notice their disappearance. When she returns from work one evening, Ma hurriedly gathers Kim, Ju, Gek, and me together, saying she has something to tell us. With all of us sitting in a circle waiting for her, Ma nervously walks around the hut outside to make sure no one can hear us. When she joins us, her eyes are filled with tears. If we stay together, we will die together, she says quietly. But if they cannot find us, they cannot kill us. Her voice shakes when she speaks. You 3 have to leave and go far away. Gek is 4 and too young to go. She will stay with me. Her words stab my heart like 1,000 daggers. You 3 will each go in different directions. Kim, you go to the south. Ju will head to the north, and Long to the east. Walk until you come to a work camp. Tell them you are orphans, and they will take you in. Change your name. Don't even tell each other your new names. Don't let people know who you are. Ma's voice grows stronger with determination as the words pour out. This way, if they catch one of you, they cannot get the rest because you will have no information to give them. You will have to leave tomorrow morning before anyone else is up. Her mouth says many more words to us, but I cannot hear them. Fear creeps its way into my body, making it tremble. I want to be strong and fearless, to show Ma she does not have to worry about me. I don't want to go, I blurt the words out. Ma looks at me firmly. You have no choice, she says. The next morning, Ma comes to wake me, but I am already up. Ju and Kim are dressed and ready to go. Ma packs my 1 pair of clothes, wraps my food bowl in a scarf, and ties it diagonally around my back. Slowly, I climb down the steps to where Ju and Kim are waiting for me. Remember, Ma whispers, don't go together, and don't come back. My heart sinks as I realize Ma is really sending us away. Ma, I'm not going. I plant my feet to the ground, refusing to move. Yes, you are, Ma says sternly. Your Pa is gone now, and I just cannot take care of you kids. I don't want you here. You are too much work for me. I want you to leave. Ma's eyes stare at us blankly. Ma! My arms reach out to her, pleading with her to take me into her arms and tell me I can stay, but she swats them back with a quick slap. Now go! She turns around by the shoulders and bends down to give me a hard swat on the butt, pushing me away. Kim is already walking away from us, with his eyes looking ahead and his back rigid. Ju follows slowly behind him, her sleeves continuously wiping her eyes. Reluctantly, I drag myself away from Ma and catch up with them. After a few steps, I turn around and see that Ma has already gone back into the hut. Gek sits at the door, watching us leave. She lifts her hand and waves to me silently. We have all learned to be silent with our emotions. The farther I am away from the village, the more my anger overtakes my sadness. Instead of missing Ma, my blood boils with resentment toward her. Ma doesn't want me around anymore. Pa took care of us and kept us together. Ma cannot do this because she is weak, like the Inkar says. The Inkar says women are weak and dispensable. I was Pa's favorite. Pa would have kept me home. Ma has Gek. She has always had Gek. She loves Gek. It was true that Gek is too young to leave, but I am not yet 8. I have nobody. I am completely alone. The sun climbs to the backs of our heads, scorching them. The gravel path burns and digs into the soles of my feet and breaks through the hard calluses. I move off the gravel to walk on the grass. June is only the beginning of the rainy season, so the grass is still plump and green. In November, the grass will shrivel up and become sharp like pins. The soles of my feet are so thick and callous that not even the pin grass can cut through them. However, when the grass is tall like it is now, the blades cut my skin like paper. It has been a long time since I have worn shoes. I don't remember when I stopped. I think it was when we arrived in Roleep and they burned my red dress. In Phnom Penh, I had black buckle shoes that went with my school uniform. The soldiers burned those too. Soon it was time for Kim to go off on his own path. He stops us and again repeats Ma's instructions without emotion. Although he is only 12, his eyes have the look of an old man. Without words of goodbye or good luck, he turns and walks away from us. I want to run to him and put my arms around him, hold him the way I held Pa and Kev in my mind. I don't know if or when I will ever see him again. I don't want to bear the sadness of missing him. With my hands clenched into fists by my sides, I stand there and my eyes follow his body until I can no longer see him. Though it goes against Ma's warning, Ju and I cannot separate ourselves, so we head off in the same direction. With no food or water, we walk in silence all through the morning as the sun beats down on us. Our eyes look everywhere for signs of human life, but find none. All around us, the trees are brown, their green leaves wilted in the heat of the white sky hang quietly on the branches. The only sound comes from our feet and the pebbles that roll away from our toes. As the sun climbs high above our heads, our stomachs grumble in unison, asking for food, which of course we don't have. In silence, Ju and I follow the red dirt trail, winding and stretching before us. As our bodies grow tired and weak, we long to sit and rest in the shade, but we force ourselves on. We do not know when or where our trail will end. It is afternoon when we finally see a camp. The camp consists of 6 straw-footed huts, very much like ours, except they are longer and wider. Opposite them are 2 open huts that are used as a communal kitchen and 3 smaller huts where the supervisors live. The camp is surrounded by a huge vegetable garden on all sides. In one, about 50 young children squat in a row, pulling weeds and planting vegetables. Another 50 children lined up at the wells are in the process of watering the gardens. Buckets of water are passed from one person to another. The last person with the bucket pours the water on the ground and runs the bucket back to the well. Standing at the gate, we are greeted by the camp supervisor. She is as tall as Ma, but much bigger and more intimidating. Her black hair is cut chin-length and square, the same style as the rest of us. From her large, round face, her black eyes peer at us. "What are you doing here?" "Met Bong, my sister and I are looking for a place to live." In Khmer, I address the supervisor as Comrade Elder Sister, with as much strength in my voice as I can muster. "This is a children's work camp. Why are you not living with your parents?" "Met Bong, our parents died a long time ago. We are orphans and have been living with different families, but they no longer want us." My heart races with guilt at the lies spill out of my mouth. In Chinese culture, it is believed that if you speak of someone's death out loud, it will come true. By telling the comrade sister my parents are dead, I have put a marker on Ma's grave. "Did they die in the re-education camp?" Bong asks. I hear Ju's gasp for breath and warn her not to say anything with my eyes. "No, Met Bong. We were farmers living in the countryside. I was too young to remember, but I know they died fighting for the Civil War." I am amazed how easily the lies come out of my mouth. Met Bong seems to believe the lies, or maybe she simply does not care. She is in charge of 100 kids and does not care if her workforce is increased by 2 more. "How old are you and your sister?" "I am 7 and she is 10. "All right, come in." This is a girls' camp for those who are considered too weak to work in the rice fields. We are considered useless because we cannot help out the war effort directly, yet from morning till night we work in the scorching sun, growing food for the army. From sunrise to sunset, we plant crops and vegetables in the garden, stopping for only dinner and lunch. Each night, we fall into an exhausted sleep, wedged closely together on a wooden bamboo plank with 50 other girls, the other 50 in another hut. Nothing at the camp is wasted, especially water. The well water is strictly for the gardening and cooking. To wash ourselves and our clothes, we must walk a mile to the pond. After a long day of roasting in the sun, no one is thrilled about the walk for a wash, so we rarely bathe. Everything is collected and reused. Old clothes become scarves. Old food is dried and saved, and human waste is remixed as topsoil. After our first evening meal, Ju and I are told to gather around the bonfire for nightly lessons. When we get there, we see that all the other children are already there. We squat on the ground waiting for Met Bong to read the latest news or propaganda from the Angkar. In a voice full of fury and adulation, Met Bong yells at us, "Angkar is all-powerful. Angkar is the savior and liberator of the Khmer people." Then 100 children erupt into 4 fast claps, their fisted arms raised to the sky, and scream, "Angkar, Angkar, Angkar!" Ju and I follow suit, though we do not understand the propaganda of what Met Bong is saying. "Today the Angkar soldiers drove away our enemies. They hated Yuan out of our country. Angkar, Angkar, Angkar! Though there are many more Yuan than Khmer soldiers, our soldiers are stronger fighters and will defeat the Yuans, thanks to the Angkar. Angkar, Angkar, Angkar! You are the children of the Angkar. Though you are weak, the Angkar still loves you. Many people have hurt you, but from now on, the Angkar will protect you." Every night we gather to hear such news and propaganda and are told of how the Angkar loves us and will protect us. Every night I sit there and imitate their movements while hatred incubates inside me, growing larger and larger. Their Angkar may have protected them, but never protected me. It killed Kev and Pa. Their Angkar does not protect me when the other children bully Ju and me. The children despise me and consider me inferior because of my light skin. When I walk by them, my ears ring from their cruel words, and their spit eats through my skin like acid. They throw mud at me, claiming it will darken my ugly white skin. Other times, they stick their legs out and trip me, causing me to fall and scrape my knees. Met Bong always turns the other way. At first, I do nothing and take their abuse silently, not wanting to attract any attention to myself. Each time I fall, I dream of breaking their bones. I have not survived this much to be defeated by them. While washing up for dinner one evening, one of the bullies, Rarni, walks up and pinches my arm. "Stupid Chinese Yuan," she hisses at me. My face burns and my blood boils with hatred. As if possessed by a will of their own, my arms reach out for her neck and my hands close around her throat, squeezing hard. Her face turns white with confusion. She gasps for air, chokes under the pressure of my fingers. She grabs my arms, her nails scratching my skin. I refuse to let go. Sharp pain explodes on my shin as she kicks me. My anger makes me feel 6 feet tall, and I lunge at her with my body, knocking her to the ground. Sitting on her chest, my eyes pierce hers. My hands slap her face. I yell, "Die! Die!" Warnie's eyes widen with fear as blood pours out of her nose and stains my hands. Still, I cannot stop. I want to see her dead. "Die! I hate you! I am going to kill you!" My small fingers wrap themselves around her throat again, trying to squeeze out her life. I hate her. I hate them all. 2 hands grab me by my arms, twisting them painfully back. Another set of hands grabs my hair, pulling it back, dragging me off Rarni. Still, I struggle to free myself, my feet kicking dust in her face. "I'm going to kill you!" I scream at her as large hands slap my cheeks, sending me to the ground. "Enough!" Met Bong screams. "There will be no killing tonight." "She attacked me first." Rarni, sitting up, points at me. "I don't care who started it," she points to Rarni. "Go and wash up." She then turns to me, her eyes bore into me. She leans towards me and yells, "You are so strong to get into a fight? You have watered this whole garden tonight. You cannot sleep until you finish, and no food for you tonight." Before leaving, Met Bong instructs another girl to guard me and make sure I do as I am told. As I struggle to get up, the crowd around me slowly dissipates. Ju comes over and offers her hand, but I refuse it. I grab the water pail and start to water the garden. I work while the girls eat their dinner, recite propaganda at the nightly lessons, and get ready to go to bed. I do not cry, scream, or beg for mercy. I occupy my mind with thoughts of revenge and massacre. In my head, I make a list of all the wrongs done to me. I will make them suffer twice the blows I've suffered by their hands. Many hours into the night, Met Bong approaches me and tells me to go to sleep. Without looking at her, I drop my pail and walk in my hut and fall into an exhausted sleep. The girls stop abusing me after the fight with Marnie, but they continue to pick on Ju because she looks weak and shows her fear. It has been 3 weeks since Ju and I arrived at the camp. Trailing behind a group of girls carrying our spare set of black pajama clothes in our hands, we walk to the river for our first wash. Ju, don't let them beat you up. Don't let them think they can get away with it, I tell her. But they can beat me and get away with it. I cannot win against them. So what? I can take any one of them, but if they gang up on me, they can beat me. I don't let them know that. I don't care if I win, but I will draw blood. I will get in my punches. Ju, I dream of the day when we have power again. We will come back for them. I will get them back and beat them until I am tired. I won't forget. Never, ever. Why would you want to remember? I dream of the day when things are nice again, and I can leave all this behind. Ju does not understand. I need the new memories that make me angry to replace the old ones that make me sad. My rage makes me want to live just to come back and take my revenge. At the pond, the girls run into the water, still fully dressed, splashing and laughing at each other's attempt to swim. While Ju scrubs the grime off her clothes, I float face up in the water. Thinking of Kev, I allow myself to sink as the water laps over my cheeks, eyes, and nose. Rising above the surface again, I feel the week's mud dissolve and slide off my skin, my nails, the creases in my neck and toes. The water washes away the dirt, but it will never put out the fire of hate I have for the Khmer Rouge.